Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nona from thelinelover.com. If you are interested in the 12 seasonal color system but find it a bit overwhelming or are just unfamiliar with the terms, this is the video for you. In this video, I'll be going over the dimensions of color that form the basis of the 12 seasonal color system, as well as going through an introduction into the 12 seasons, all the different subtypes. So please subscribe so you can stay updated as I discuss this system more and more. Alright, so we cannot talk about the 12 seasonal color system without first discussing the moon cell color system, which is what this system is based on. So the moon cell color system breaks down color into 3 dimensions, and I'll keep the discussion on these dimensions relevant to the 12 seasonal color system. So those 3 dimensions are hue, and we'll look at that through the lens of warmth or coolness. We have value, how light or dark a color is, and chroma, how bright or muted a color is. Alright, so let's look at hue. Hue is basically what color of the rainbow the color is. I have added this spectrum of the rainbow scale for reference because that is very useful when appraising hue temperature. A little bit more subjective. Hue temperature is basically how warm or red-based a color is, or how cool or blue-based a color is. So colors that are warmer are going to have more red or be closer to the red end of the spectrum, and colors that are cooler are going to be more blue-based or closer to the blue end of the spectrum. To clarify, let's appraise some colors and compare them to each other. Again, it's all relative. So here at the top, we have pure red and pure blue. Obviously, red is warm, blue is cool. Now we move closer towards the middle on the rainbow scale. We have orange, which is obviously very red-based, and we have this blue, which has a little bit more of a turquoise to it. Still cool. Now let's move into the green space of the rainbow scale. On the left, we have this very yellow-based warm green. You can see it's much closer to the red end of the spectrum, has a lot of yellow to it, whereas this green on the right is cool. It's more close to the blue or turquoise end of the spectrum. And lastly, at the bottom, we have 2 yellows. On the left, we have a much more orangey, golden, rich yellow, warmer. And then on the right, we have a more icy, cool yellow, closer to the green end of the spectrum. The second color dimension is value, how dark or light a color is. This dimension is referenced a lot as low or high value. So to remember this, think of a light switch. When it's off or it's at 0, you're at total darkness. When it's turned all the way on, you have maxed out the light. You have pure whiteness. So lower values are darker, higher values are lighter. You can see this little spectrum here of colors that have a lot more white to them, and then you add more darkness, and then you get really close to black here at the bottom. Our last color dimension is chroma, basically how strong or bright a color is, or how weak or muted a color is. It's not relevant to the 12 seasonal color system, but 14 is the highest chroma you can get. 0 is very low chroma or very muted. So the higher the chroma, the more intense and bright and saturated a color looks. The lower the chroma, the more close it is to gray. Alright, so how does this fit into the 12 seasonal color system? First, we have to look at the more basic 4 seasonal color system. So the 4 seasonal color system uses 2 color dimensions, hue, temperature, and value. So cool and warm, or light and dark. Now we have 4 seasons, and each season is assigned these 2 dimensions. We have spring, which is light and warm, summer, which is light and cool, autumn, dark and warm, winter, dark and cool. Notice these are not prioritized colors, or there's no hierarchy. There's light and warm. It's not light and then warm, or first and foremost warm and then light. There's no hierarchy. Now with the 12 seasonal color system, you are adding the last dimension of chroma, brightness or softness, and you are also introducing a hierarchy. So each season is going to have 3 different variations thanks to the addition of the chroma and the dominant aspects. So starting off at spring, this will be more clear as we go through the seasons. We have spring, which is originally warm and light. So now we have the addition of brightness. So we have spring colors that can be bright, spring colors that are much more warm, and spring colors that are more light. So those 3 variations are bright spring, warm spring, and light spring. Now you'll also notice that the different color dimensions are in between seasons, because when you connect seasons, you kind of only change one dimension. So for example, we have light spring here, which is light and then warm, and then it transitions to light summer, which is light and then cool. So there's always going to be a connecting dimension as you transition through all 12 seasons. So another example is cool summer, which is cool and soft. And then the next one is soft summer, which is soft and then cool. All right, so let's take a closer look at the warm seasons first. So we have spring and autumn. So again, let's look at the spring sub-seasons. In the middle, you have true spring, which is also warm spring. The color palette is generally warm and light. Now you switch the priority, and instead of warm and light, you have light and then warm. You have a light spring. And the colors of this palette are generally very light and warm. And because light spring is next to summer, a cool season, the colors are going to be relatively cooler than true or warm spring, which is dead in the middle of a season. Now let's look at the other side of spring, which is bright spring. Bright spring is bright and then warm. And since it is closer to winter, it's going to have cooler colors relative to true spring, again, which is the middle of the season. All right, now let's look at autumn here. We have true autumn, which is warm and dark, or some people call it warm and muted. Personally, I like to prioritize warm and then muted because I think it's a little bit more accurate. So you flip that and you get muted and then warm, and you have soft autumn. On the other side, you have deep autumn, which is dark and warm, and it takes that darkness from its neighbor, winter. All right, now same spiel, but let's look at the cooler season. So here we have true summer, which is cool and soft. Note that's different than the 4 seasonal color system, which assigns cool and light to summer. So in the 12 seasonal color system, summer, or true summer, is cool and soft. You flip those and you get soft and then cool, and you have soft summer. And again, on the other side, you have light summer, which is light and then cool. Looking at winter, we have true winter, which is cool and dark. You flip that, you have dark and then cool, which is dark winter. And then you also have a bright winter, which is bright and cool. So here is a little flow of all of the seasons. I will just go over all of their hierarchical characteristics, starting off with bright spring. Bright spring is bright and warm. True spring is warm and light. Light spring is light and warm. Light summer is light and cool. True summer is cool and soft. Soft summer is soft and cool. Soft autumn is soft and warm. True autumn is warm and soft. Deep autumn is warm and dark, or dark and warm, sorry. And then we have dark winter, which is dark and cool. True winter, which is cool and dark. And bright winter, which is bright and cool. And then you go back to bright spring again, which is bright and warm. So again, there's that flow. Stay tuned for the next video because that will really give you clearer examples of the actual palettes overall, and it will also give you examples of appraising these color dimensions when it comes to actual humans with skin and eyes and hair. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video.